Your safety and security are our main concern. Please allow us to guide you through the hotel safety briefing video. Kindly pay attention to all of the instructions. Bali Room is located on the ground floor, Ganesha Wing, Hotel Indonesia, Kempinski, Jakarta. Bali Room has 2 emergency exits. The first exit is through the main entrance in the front area. The second emergency exit is located in the right side of Bali Room. Follow the path beside the kitchen area to the emergency stairs. Please descend to lower ground floor and follow the exit sign. You will arrive at the back foyer of the lower ground floor. Please continue to walk towards the next exit sign. Afterwards, you will see an ascending stairs which will lead you to the assembly point of the building. Our staff in charge will guide you to the assembly point, which is located on the ground floor in front of hotel entrance. In case of emergency alarm situation, please remain calm and keep alert. If you are asked to
Ladies and
evacuate the
gentlemen,
building,
please welcome
follow
His
these
Excellency Mr.
instructions.
Hanif Faisal Nurafik, Minister of Environment
Please
of the
remain
Republic
calm.
of Indonesia,
Do not run.
and the Honorable Mr.
not use
Pramono
any
Anung,
elevators.
Governor of the Special Region of
Quickly walk to
Jakarta.
the nearest emergency exit door. Follow the direction from our staff in charge to reach the assembly point. If an earthquake occurs, please stay calm and don't be panicked. Immediately take cover under a sturdy furniture or a place that can provide similar protection. For your own safety and security, please wait for the next announcement from the hotel management. Thank you for your kind attention and have a great event at Bali Room Hotel Indonesia, Kempinski, Jakarta.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We'll start our agenda very soon. Thank you. Minister of Environment of the Republic of Indonesia. Selamat datang dan selamat pagi, Bapak. And also among us, we have the Honorable Mr. Pramono Anung, Governor of the Special Region of Jakarta. Thank you for hosting this as well. And among us, would like to welcome you as well, Ms. Amy Gonzalez, Executive Director of Pemsea Resource Facility. Welcome to Jakarta to you, Ms. Amy Gonzalez. And also Mr. Lin Hua Yuan, Executive Deputy Secretary General of Pnlg Secretariat and Level 2 Bureau Rank Official of Xiamen Municipal Bureau of Ocean Development, China. We are very delightful to have you joining us this morning, and we look forward to your inspiring messages. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for a short video presentation of Pnlg 2025.
In the heart of the East Asian seas lies Jakarta, a city where land meets the sea and heritage meets innovation. With 130 islands and over 270 kilometers of coastline, Jakarta faces the challenge and the opportunity to protect its marine heritage while building a resilient future. Through integrated coastal management, we unite climate action, nature conservation, and sustainable energy, shaping a path toward a sustainable and inclusive blue economy. From thriving mangrove forests and restored coral reefs to green ports, renewable-powered aquaculture, and empowered coastal communities, Jakarta is turning a vision into reality. This September, leaders, innovators, and communities from across East Asia gather here to share knowledge, strengthen partnership, and forge solutions. Welcome to the Pemsea Network of Local Government Forum 2025. Together, we link climate, nature, and energy to shape our blue future.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for the video that illustrates the journey of Pnlg 2025. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to officially open our program by inviting our first speaker. Please welcome to the stage Ms. Amy Gonzalez, Executive Director of Pemsea Resource Facility, to deliver her remarks.
Honorable Minister Hanif Faisul Nurufik, Ministry of Environment, Honorable Mr. Pramono Anung, Governor of Jakarta, Mr. Lin Haikwan, Executive Deputy Secretary General of the Pemsea Network of Local Government Secretariat, our dear mayors, governors, and leaders of the local government units as part of the Pemsea Network of Local Governments, distinguished government employees from Jakarta and the Ministry of Environment, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed partners, good morning. On behalf of Partnerships of Environment and Natural Resources, on behalf of Partnerships on Environmental Management for the Seas of East Asia, or Pemsea for short, I warmly welcome you to the 2025 Pemsea Network of Local Government Forum here in Jakarta, the vibrant capital and dynamic heart of Indonesia. This year's theme, towards a sustainable and inclusive blue economy, linking climate, nature, and energy, speaks directly to the realities our local governments face every day. For coastal local government units, it means dealing with stronger storms that disrupt livelihoods, and security. Rising seas and degraded ecosystems that threaten communities, and the challenge of balancing economic growth and energy needs while protecting natural resources our people depend on. Linking climate, nature, and energy is about ensuring that our development is resilient, inclusive, and sustainable. Since its establishment in 2006, with just about 18 pioneering members, the Pemsea network of local governments has grown to 55 local governments and 5 associate members across the East Asian Seas region. This remarkable growth reflects the value of local leadership and cooperation in addressing shared coastal and ocean challenges. We extend our sincere gratitude to the local government of Jakarta for hosting this year's forum, to the Ministry of Environment, which is Pemsea's focal country partner in Indonesia, as well as the Xiamen Municipal Government for steadfastly hosting the Pnlg Secretariat for nearly 2 decades, 20 years. Our region's blue economy holds immense potential in fisheries, tourism, marine biotechnology, shipping, and many others. Yet, these opportunities are under threat. The ASEAN Development Bank warns that climate change could reduce Southeast and East Asia's GDP by 11% in 2100, where once floods, heat waves, or polluted waters seemed like distant problems. Today, they are realities confronting our own homes, cities, and communities. Local governments are on the front lines of these impacts. At the technical forum later today, we will share and hear stories of how cities and provinces, with support from Pemsea network of learning centers, are integrating integrated coastal management in local development planning, how they manage disaster and reduce risk, how they promote local economic diversification through sustainable tourism, smart aquaculture, and other marine-linked sectors to provide entrepreneurial opportunities for their communities. We are also partnering with the UNEP-JEF South China Sea Project and Rare Coastal 500 to support community-driven initiatives on sustainable seaweed farming and marine technology, which is a fast-growing sector with significant growth potential. We will also hear the development of climate-smart ports and shipping practices in Busan, such as better forecasting and early warning systems, and see first-hand good practices in ports in Tanjung Priok tomorrow. As we begin this forum, let us embrace the opportunity to learn from one another and chart pathways forward. As the saying goes, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. By this, we mean that when local governments come together, we do not just add up our individual efforts. We create something stronger, more resilient, and more impactful than any one of us could achieve alone. This spirit defines the Pemsea network of local government, and it must continue to guide us as we implement the Pemsea network of local government Strategic Action Plan 2022 to 2030. In the next 3 days, let us make the most of this opportunity to learn from one another and work together towards building a sustainable, inclusive, and resilient blue economy. I wish you all a productive and engaging forum. Thank you.
Yes, make sure that you make your palms ready. All right, everyone, join me in counting down before everyone is striking the buttons. Okay, starting from 3, 2, 1. And with this, inauguration of the 2025 Pnlg PNLC Joint Learning Forum and General Assembly is officially opened. Let's give a big round of applause and photo opportunities for the media members as well. Thank you very much. Thank you, all of you. Mr. Minister, please kindly remain on the stage for the keynote address. Mr. Governor, thank you very much. Ms. Amy Gonzalez and Mr. Lin also, you may return to your seats. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Minister of Environment of the Republic of Indonesia for the keynote address.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Excellency Bapak Pramono Anung, the Governor of Jakarta, also my senior minister. Excellency Ms. Aimes Gonzalez, Executive Director of Pemsea. Excellency Mr. Lee Huang Yuan, Executive Deputy Secretary General of the Pnlg Secretariat, Head of Delegation, Mayors and leaders from local government across East Asia, Senior SGS SAP Project Manager or his representative, esteemed experts, partners, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and warmest welcome to the vibrant city of Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia and the proud host of the year's Pnlg Forum. It is both a great honor and a profound responsibility for Indonesia to host the esteemed gathering of Asian Stewards, the 2025 Pemsea Networks of Local Government Forum. We are gathered here at the critical juncture. Our says, the lifeblood of our planet and the foundation of our economy are facing unprecedented threats from climate change, pollution, and unsustainable exploitation. The theme of this year's forum, towards a sustainable and inclusive blue economy linking climate, nature, and energy, is not merely a topic for discussion. It is an urgent call to action. It is a blueprint for our collective survival and prosperity. The concept of blue economy compels us to look the ocean not as a resource to be extracted, but as a precious nature capital to be nurtured. It is about striking a delicate and vital balance, harness the ocean economic potential while rigorously protecting its ecological integrity. This is the core of sustainable development. However, a blue economy cannot be sustainable if it is not inclusive. True sustainability must lift the boots of all coastal communities, especially the traditional fisheries and local people, while ensuring that youth and women are also empowered as future leaders of ocean stewardship. Their knowledge, their rights, and their welfare must be at heart of our policy and action. Ladies and gentlemen, the nexus of climate, nature, and energy is where this battle will be won or lost. On climate, our ocean are our greatest ally in the fight against climate change, absorbing heat and carbon dioxide. But they are also the great victim suffering from acidification, farming, and sea level rise. Protecting and restoring blue carbon ecosystem, mangrove seagrass, and tidal measures as one of the most powerful and cost-effective nature climate solution we have. Indonesia, with the world's largest mangrove forest, is deeply committed to this agenda. Our nature, healthy marine ecosystem are the non-negotiable foundation of a blue economy. They provide food security, support livelihoods, protect our coastline from storm, and sustain biodiversity. Integrated coastal management, ICM, campaigned by Pemsea and all of you here, it is the proven tool to achieve this. It is the practical manifestation of the harmony we seek between development and conservation. On energy, the future of energy lies in innovation that work with nature, not against it. We must pioneer and invest in the renewable ocean energy, from offshore wind to tidal and current power. We must support innovation like the fishery photovoltaic synergies model that will be discussed here, with combined aquaculture with solar energy, demonstrating how we can produce more food and more clean energy from the same footprint. This trinity, climate, nature, energy, is interconnected, a win in one create a win in all. The leadership required to navigate this complex challenge will not come from national capital alone. It is will force entities and profiles like yours. You are the frontliners. You are the innovators. You understand the local context, the specific challenges, and the unique opportunity. The success story and lesson learned that will be shared over the next few days are invaluable treasure that will light our way forwards. Indonesia, through its aspirational national outlook, is fully committed to this path. We are strengthening our policy, enhancing marine protected area, promoting sustainable fisheries, and advancing large-scale ecosystem restoration, including coral reef rehabilitation, mangrove restoration, and restock of fish species that directly support community livelihoods. But our journey is not one we can make alone. Regional cooperation through platforms like Pnlg is essential. Let us use this forum to share world's ideas and transformative best practices. Force stronger partnership between national and local government, the private sector, and community. Commit to concrete, actionable collaboration that will translate the vision of sustainable and inclusive blue economy into tangible reality for our people. At this Pnlg Forum, we are pleased to hear that the South China Asia Strategic Action Programme SCS-SAP project has joined the forum and hosting a set event of the SCS-SAP roundtable session. The collaboration between Pemsea and the SCS-SAP project can serve a good example of synergizing various activities in coastal and marine area. This collaboration will create a network and connection of various parties with the aim of improving the quality of ecosystem and maintaining the sustainability of coastal and marine area at regional level. In conclusion, let us remember that the ocean does not divide, it connects us. It is our shared responsibility and our common heritage. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Pemsea for the unwavering commitment and to the Pnlg Secretariat for your dedication. A special appreciation goes to the provincial government of DKJ Jakarta, who has graciously hosted this important forum and ensure its successful organization from the very beginning. to the end. Moreover, during our field visit to the Thousand Island, delegate will witness and take part in coral reef rehabilitation, mangrove planting, and fish restocking activity. Concrete action that symbolize our shared commitment to restore and safeguard our marine ecosystem. And finally, to all leaders, participants, and partners present here today, thank you for your essential contribution to advancing a sustainable and inclusive blue economy for our region. I wish you all a productive and inspiring forum. Welcome to Jakarta, welcome to Indonesia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, for the insightful keynote address. Once again, emphasizing the need of collaboration, especially when Jakarta is aspiring to be the hub of the regional sustainable. Once again, thank you very much, Minister of Environment of the Republic of Indonesia, for the keynote address. And ladies and gentlemen, this concludes
minyak dan tulupan. Here we go. Hey, yamko rambe yamko, aronawa kombe. Hey, yamko rambe yamko, aronawa kombe. Honge honge, hongeriro. Honge jombe, jombe
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you are enjoying your break. And just a little of information that will begin our agenda after the break very shortly. So would like to invite everyone to please be seated and be ready for the next agenda. Once again, would like to invite everyone to please be in the hall room and make way to your seats and be ready for the next session. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, our next agenda will begin very soon, so invite everyone to please enter the ballroom and make way to your seats as we'll begin the agenda in a few minutes. Thank you.
Sudah putus ujung dua baku
Ladies and gentlemen, we will begin our agenda shortly, so please take a seat. And you may also take a seat at the round table. So once again, please enter the ballroom, and you can also sit at the round table. Thank you.
Place on the stage. So now we'll begin with a session on case study presentations with the theme Source to Sea Governance, Science-Based Tools and Strategies for Local Action. And this session will showcase experiences from learning centers and local governments, demonstrating how science, policy, and action can effectively come together at the local level. So now it is my honor to first invite Professor Fang Qinhua, Deputy Secretary General of Pnlg Secretariat, Vice President of PNLC and Deputy Director of Coastal and Ocean Management Institute, Xiamen University, to deliver his remarks. Please, the stage is yours.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Pnlg sector, I extend my warmest congratulations to the open of the 2025 Pnlg PLC Joint Learning Forum. Today in Jakarta, Indonesia, I also extend sincere welcome and gratitude to all our representatives from Pnlg PLC, members, experts, scholars, and friends present today. I would like to express my deep appreciation to the Pemsea Resource Facility, the PLC sector, and all our institutional partners who make this event possible. And my special thanks go to the government of Jakarta for hosting this meaningful gathering. Your warm hospitality will be unforgettable for all of us. Thank you very much. So last year, during the World Ocean Week in Xiamen, we witnessed a historic moment, the signing of the letter of cooperation between Pnlg and Pnlg. This agreement marked a new chapter in our collaborative efforts, deepening the integration of local government practices and academic research to promote a sustainable and inclusive blue economy, which is aligned with global agendas such as UN Decades of Ocean Science and the Montreal Global Diversity Framework, demonstrating the unique role of both networks in our region to promote sustainable coastal development. So this partnership is beyond the agreement on the document. It is an actually operational framework that enables knowledge sharing, capacity building, and joint action across the East Asian seas. Through this collaboration, so we have facilitated the exchange of best practices and built a community of learning and innovation in key areas such as integrated river basin and coastal management, and blue carbon ecosystem conservation and restoration, sustainable fishery development, as well as climate change resilience. So we will also continue to advance cooperative projects to demonstrate a shared commitment to forward-thinking and actionable solutions. The theme of this year of this forum toward a sustainable and inclusive blue economy, linking climate, nature, and energy could not be more timely. Climate change, biodiversity loss, and the energy transition are interconnected challenges that require integrated solutions. The Pnlg-Pnlg cooperation mechanism serves as a bridge connecting the local experience with scientific innovation and translating shared knowledge into concrete action. So as we gather together today in Jakarta, so let us continue to build on this momentum. So let this forum be a platform not only for learning, but also for co-creation of strategic projects and partnerships that integrate climate action, nature conservation, and clean energy transition. So in closing, I wish you all fulfill discussion and a successful forum. Thank you very much.
Professor Fang, thank you very much for your inspiring words. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I call on Professor Dr. Jon Wittner, PNLC President and Director of the Center for Coastal and Marine Resources Studies, IPB University, to deliver his opening remarks. Let's give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, everyone. Honorable and Excellency Minister of Environmental Republic Indonesia, our representative, Governor of Jakarta Province, our representative, and Governor of the Goverments that will join with us tomorrow, and Director of Marine Pollution, Ministry of Environmental, and then Executive Director Pemsea, Ms. Amy Gonzalez. Thank you for your coming, your join, and your lead of this event. And Deputy Secretariat of Pnlg, Mr. Lin Huayun. And then also our college, our invitation leader, Mayor from Indonesia, Bapak Bupati Kabupaten Sukabumi. Thank you for your coming. Kabupaten Muna, Kabupaten Sangihe, Kabupaten Buton. Thank you. Terima kasih for your join, your coming. There is interesting issues related with your region. And then we also say thank you and to all of the leader, speaker, moderator, yeah, for your contribution as part of our team this morning, and all of the participants. And my special thanks to all of the community from the Jakarta. There is an interesting moment for us, not only for Jakarta, but for Indonesia, to put of our commitment about the integrated coastal management. And I also thank you very much for all of the journalists this morning. I know you are very interesting journalists. We need your publication about the issues related to integrated coastal management. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Pnlg Forum. Welcome to Jakarta, global city, with the global engagement, global contribution, and global connectivity. My first big appreciation to Jakarta Province Committee. Your arrangement, preparation, on all your contribution to health of the Pnlg Forum 2025. Thank you very much. And it's my great privilege for me to stand before you today and extend my warm greeting to all our participants. This forum bring together with two important networks, the partnership of the local government and the partnership of the learning center. As a president of the learning center, I say this forum, how to the learning center of each our region, each our countries contribute to our local government. Then together we form a strong alliance, commitment, advancing integrated coastal management, sustainable development, resilience of our future. The challenge we face, climate change, marine resource depletion, pollution, and coastal vulnerability. There's a complex, cannot be addressed in isolation. That's why the forum is important. How we meet our need in the local government and how to deliver with our knowledge, innovation in our learning centers. And then there is important moment for us to share experience, best practice, methodology, and design collaborative action to inspire concrete solution, not only for our respective localities, but also the entire region. I'm confident that through the open dialogue, strong partnership, collective leadership, we can accelerate toward healthier ecosystem, healthier ocean, sustainable ocean, and resilient community. Therefore, why the integration between learning center and local government play the important key success of the integrated coastal management and ocean. I believe this event quickly relevant with Indonesia today. We have the big mission. The first one related food security, and then second one related Great Giant Seawall project that announced by government. We believe the ICM platform can put as part of our platform for the Great Giant Seawall development. And then our modality in Jakarta, Tangerang, and now also joined with us in the Indonesia Central of Java as new member of the Pnlg. And I believe that our ICM platform has strong impact to our coastal and ocean. Let's this forum to be more than just to meeting in mind. Let's be platform where the idea turn into the action, where the commitment turn into the results, and where cooperation building together's future generation and come. And I believe all of our partner from the other region, other countries, also one part of our partner. Please change your idea with other countries. I believe not only Indonesia with Indonesia, but also with Indonesian Learning Center with the Vietnam Learning Center. And then that will be impactful to our collaboration. The existence of PNLC is to be Pnlg and Pemsea greater. Let help and support your partners, your college, your local government for the better coastal and ocean. I wish you will be a fruitful discussion and successful forum, and welcome also the new elected president of the Pnlg. Enjoy Jakarta. Beside the meeting, you also have time to our visitor, our college from the outside. You have time to looking some touristic place in Jakarta. While the moment, don't forget you can take the information from the committee in the Jakarta side that's interesting for you. And then that all my speak this morning. Let's start our discussion. Thank you. Khop khun, Sesi, arigato, gamsahamnida. Obrigado, selamat. Kum kopchai. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih. Thank you very much, Professor Yudvitna, for your inspiring words as well. And to open our session for facilitations as well as discussion. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to provide an introduction and framing for the session, we are pleased to hear from Ms. Nancy Burmas, Regional Project Manager at the Pemsea Resource Facility. Nancy has over 20 years of experience in the East Asian region, leading multi-country projects on ocean governance and integrated management of river basins and coastal areas. She is currently the Regional Project Manager of the GEF UNDP ASEAN project on integrated river basin management involving 6 ASEAN member states. A trained marine biologist, she previously worked with the University of the Philippines Marine Science Institute on coral reef research and monitoring, providing technical support to governments and partners. Let's welcome Ms. Burmas to the stage. And with this, I hand over the floor to you, Ms. Burmas.
Thank you, Ms. Rama Alia, for that introduction. Good morning, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, partners, colleagues, and friends, and welcome to the PNLG and PNLC Joint Learning Forum, and thank you for joining this forum's conversation around the theme, Source to Sea Governance, Science-Based Tools and Strategies for Local Action. So I will be a facilitator for this forum, and my role is to help us stay focused and on time and on the theme and finish on time. So perhaps the Source to Sea approach is something new to some of us. Source to Sea is an integrated management framework that acknowledges the interconnectedness of land, freshwater, coastal, and ocean ecosystems. It aims to manage water pollutants, sediment, and other flows in an integrated manner from their origin on land to the coastal and marine areas. So this approach promotes environmental, social, and economic benefits by engaging diverse stakeholders, coordinating actions across sectors and borders, and understanding the cumulative impacts of upstream activities on downstream ecosystems and communities. So integrated coastal management, as has been highlighted in the previous speakers, which is widely practiced by the PNLG members with technical and scientific support from the PNLC members, serves as the key building blocks in operationalizing the Source to Sea concept within a given geographical location at the local level. So our forum this morning showcases case studies from 3 local governments in Indonesia, our host local government for this forum, and 1 from China and another one from a learning center, EPB University. The presentations will demonstrate the imperatives and benefits of science-based integrated approaches and promoting investments to managing segments of the source-to-sea continuum at the local level in particular. So the aim is to strengthen governance and deliver positive results that contribute to achieving and linking local goals with national, regional, and global sustainable development targets, including the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So this session, I am proud that we are engaging 4 distinguished speakers who will share their experiences in pursuing practical tools and innovations and collaboration and partnerships at various levels of governance that link policy and action at the local level. Now, for the ground rules, this session will last for 80 minutes, 60 minutes for the presentations, 10 minutes, 15 minutes Q&A, and then we will conclude the session after all the presentations and Q&A are completed. So we will be monitoring the time, and we would like to request the speakers to strictly deliver their presentations within the designated time limit. Questions from the audience will only be entertained after all the speakers have completed their presentations. And we will conclude the session with a summary of the key points from the presentations and discussions. So let's start the session with our first speaker, Dr. Hasudungan Sidabalok. Dr. Sidabalok is the head of the Food Security, Maritime Affairs, and Agriculture Agency of Jakarta Province. He holds degrees in veterinary medicine, veterinary public health, and a doctorate in natural resources and environmental management. With nearly 2 decades of service in Jakarta's agricultural and fisheries sectors, he has held leadership roles across sub-agencies in East, Central, North, and South Jakarta, advancing animal health, food security, and sustainable resource management. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Sidabalok, please.
Sendiri ya. Thank you, Ms. Nancy. Good morning, distinguished delegates, colleagues, and friends. It's an honor to represent the provincial government of Jakarta to share our journey under the theme Jakarta towards a global coastal city, driving blue economy through integrated coastal management. Today, I will represent how Jakarta is tackling challenges as a coastal megacity while embracing science-based governance to drive a sustainable blue economy. Jakarta is home to diverse coastal and marine ecosystems. Over 4,500 hectares of coral reefs, 682 hectares of mangroves, and 534 hectares of seagrass beds. These ecosystems provide natural defense, food, and livelihoods for millions. Protecting them is essential, not only for biodiversity, but also for Jakarta resilience for future economy. Administratively, Jakarta covers of 649,000, of which of 589,000 hectares are marine areas with 121 kilometers of coastline and 133 small islands. 13 rivers and major canals connect upstreams urban area directly to our coastal waters. This unique geography makes integrated management crucial as lands, rivers, and seas are deeply interconnected. Jakarta as a coastal megacity is full of challenges. As a coastal megacity, Jakarta faces a unique set of challenges. First, urbanization. By 2025, our city will reach of 10.8 million people, while Greater Jakarta already has over 33 million. Second, land subsidence. Part of North Jakarta sinks by up to 26 centimeters each year, making floods more frequent. Third, sea level rise. Projections show up to 87 centimeters by 2100, combined with subsidence. This could mean 3 to 5 meters in some areas. Fourth, pollution. Around of 80,000 to 30,000 tons of plastic waste flow into Jakarta Bay every year from rivers. And fifth, food security. Jakarta depends on outside supply for more than 95% of its food needs. Together, these pressures make Jakarta one of the most climate vulnerable megacities in the world. And at the same time, they also underline why urgent integrated solutions are needed. Visions. In Jakarta, we have three visions. The one is resilience. By strengthening both of natural ecosystems and build infrastructure to withstand climate impacts. Two, inclusive. By ensuring that communities, private sectors, and civil society are fully engaged in decision-making and benefit from progress. And three, sustainable. By aligning development with conservation so that economic growth does not compromise future generations. This vision is not only about adapting to risk, but also about unlocking opportunities for Jakarta to thrive as a model coastal megacity. Source to the sea governance. Jakarta rivers, coasts, and oceans are interconnected. What happens upstream, such as industrial exchange, household waste, or plastic leakage, eventually flows downstream into Jakarta Bay. This is why we have adopted the source-to-sea governance approach. It enables us to manage the entire continuum, from the river basin to the coastline and to the marine environment as a single system. By linking upstream actions with downstream impacts, we can address pollution at its source, protect coastal ecosystem, and secure the livelihoods of millions who depend on the health of waters. Integrated Coastal Management, or ICM. To address the complex of challenges of coastal megacity like Jakarta, we have adopted Integrated Coastal Management, or ICM, as our guiding framework. ICM provides a science-based and participatory approach, one that connects environment protections, economic development, and community well-being. Through ICM, Jakarta ensures that our coastal agenda is not only local in scope, but also aligned with global commitments, particularly the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG 14, Life Below Waters, and SDG 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. In short, ICM helps us balance competing interests while safeguarding the long-term future to our coastal ecosystem and the millions of people who depend on them. Science-based tool for local action what's work and deliver. To translate our vision into concrete actions, Jakarta relies on a range of science-based tools. First, spatial planning and one map policy ensure that development is coordinated and avoids conflict of land and sea use. Second, satellite and GIS monitoring give us real-time data to track changes in coastal and marine environments. Third, we apply ecosystem-based adaptation, restoring mangroves and coral reefs to act as natural shields against floods, erosion, and climate impacts. And four, we promote urban aquaculture and farming, which not only enhances food security, but also empower local communities. And finally, we implement marine debris management and circular economy programs to reduce pollution and create value from waste. Together, these tools provide us a practical, measurable, and scalable solutions for Jakarta's blue economy. Key achievements, mangroves, one of Jakarta's most important success story in mangroves restoration and protections. Through the giant mangroves wall project, we have planted more than 5,000 mangroves trees across of 200 hectares conservation zone, integrated with a 11-kilometer seawall to reduce flooding, erosion, and land subsidence. At the Kamal Muara National Mangrove Area, spanning 56 hectares, we are conserving all to 32 known mangrove species. We also developing ecotourism and research hub. In the Thousand Islands, over 85 hectares of mangrove have been replanted, and in Muara Angke, restoration has brought biodiversity back. Bird species increased from 57 to 60, and reptile species from 10 to 16. These results show how mangrove ecosystems can serve as both as natural shield and biodiversity sanctuary for Jakarta. Key achievement, urban farming. One of the Jakarta's most impactful achievements has been in urban farming. By 2025, our programs have produced more than 32,000 tons of horticultural crops and over 4,300 tons of urban fisheries, including catfish, tilapia, gurami. We have also strengthened urban livestock production, generating 20,000 liters of milk per day, more than 3,000 eggs daily, and over 700 of chicken meat every day. In total, Jakarta now has 2,726 urban farming sites covering 526 hectares. Beyond the food production, this initiative also empower local communities, build awareness about food resilience, and connect citizens directly to sustainable practices, even in the heart of megacity. Key achievement and marine governance. Another important milestone for Jakarta is the improvement of our marine governance. Working together with academic partners, particularly IPB University, we have systematically measured the health of our ocean through the Ocean Health Index, or OHI. In just 2 years, Jakarta OHI score has risen from 66.7 in 2023 to 71.1 in 2025. This progress reflects not only healthier marine ecosystems, but also stronger governance, better coordination across agencies, and more effective community engagement. For us, this achievement is a clear signal that when science, policy, and local actions come together, measurable improvements are possible. Driving the blue economy. From marine eco-governance, let me now to take you to the bigger picture, which is Jakarta blue economy vision. Jakarta commitment to the blue economy is anchored on 3 key pillars. First, resilience, by building both infrastructure and ecosystem that protect people from climate change and disasters. Second, sustainability, ensuring that our fisheries, aquaculture, and food systems remain productive while conserving biodiversity for the long term. And third, innovation, by embracing digital tools, green technologies, and new financing models to support sustainable growth. With these 3 pillars, Jakarta is not only safeguarding its own future, but also positioning itself as model for the coastal megacities around the world. call for collaboration, colleagues and friends. We know that no city can face this challenge alone. This is why Jakarta is extending a strong call for collaboration. We invite you to strengthen cooperation, integrated coastal management, and to share knowledge and best practices in science-based governance. We also welcome opportunities to develop joint projects on the blue economy, coastal resilience, and marine pollution reduction. And most importantly, we believe in inclusive partnerships, bringing together communities to private sectors and academia so that everyone benefits and contributes. Together, we can build resilience, inclusive, and sustainable coastal cities on the future. Allow now close to the wisdom message. Jakarta is committed to becoming resilient, inclusive, and sustainable global coastal city. We stand ready to share, to learn, and to collaborate with all of you in driving the blue economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sida Baluk, for sharing Jakarta's efforts towards becoming a model global coastal city and how ICM is driving blue economy development in the city. We are working in Chiliwang River as one of the river basins under the IRBM project, and we hope that we will be able to contribute to Jakarta's transformation into a global city. Our second speaker is Professor Lucky Adrianto. Professor Adrianto is the chairperson of the International Research Institute for Maritime, Marine, and Fisheries of EPB University. With over 20 years of experience in coastal and marine resources governance, he has authored more than 100 publications, including 86 in Scopus Index journals. He has served as Dean of the Faculty of Fisheries and Marine Sciences from 2015 to 2020, and is currently the chairperson of the International Research Institute for Maritime, Ocean, and Fisheries. His research focuses on fisheries governance, mangrove management, and blue carbon ecosystems. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Adrianto.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, all of the participants, the delegates, all of the leaders of the coastal and province, coastal districts and province. Also welcome to all of the PLNGs members, PLNCs members, my mentors, Madam Amy Gonzalez, and always supporting us on the how to increasingly the importance of the ICM for the region, and special welcome to the South China Seas group, Race, and all of the delegates that also joined with this conference or workshop. Thank you very much for giving IB University through my presentation to the context of a very local co-governance regarding to the context of ICM. The question of the ICM is the unit of governance or management. Usually there is some asking, is that ICM effectively managed under the national level, provincial level, or district or cities level, or what level? So this context of that is very interestingly to be discussed regarding to the effectiveness of the ICM in the regarding of the implementation. So in the context of this, I would like to share to you the context of Indonesian case of the very local of the unit of ecosystem we call Jorpe, just only 2 villages under 1 district is Lombok district. And this is very importantly to be discussed regarding how the unit of the ICM can be implemented using the policy integration, functional integration, system integration, and how to contact of the ICM is a multi-dimension, multi-sectoral, multi-actors, and then how to deliver the co-governance regarding with these complexities. This is the Jor Bay, this very local, small bay, just only 2 villages, Paremas and Jorowaru villages, as I mentioned, under the province of West Nusa Tenggara, under the district of East Lombok. But the complexity is actually also same as the other ICM unit. They have multi-ecosystem, they have a multi-dimension of objective, they have multi-sectoral approach, and also as well multi-actors. In that regards, how then we can connect the national policies to the local policy, because in our country right now, there is a lack of the governability. After we know that the national policy comes to the provincial level, but then there is a gap between the province and district. So there is a lack of the contact of the governance level when we talk about the coastal management. And then this Jor Bay represent the local level, the village level of the ICM. So let's discuss about that one regarding to this lacking of the provincial and district level ICM using this experience of the Jor Bay of the West Nusa Tenggara. This is the story about the coastal ecosystem. I think complete seagrass, mangrove, coral reef, also some of the salt farm there, as well as some of the resources regarding with the context of, say, fisheries diversity, ecosystem diversity, but the problem still there. Mangrove is also declining, some of the quality of coral reef also declining, and this is the context of how to introduce the integrated coastal management in the very lowest level, and how they develop the co-governance in the context of this local level. Our approach, IBB University, together with the local government and local community groups, try to develop what we call science-based co-governance using this approach we call PDAM, participatory and diagnosis adaptive management, starting with the diagnose the social ecological system, and then goes to the describe the local management and institution, and then go to the local interactive management and governance. Through this approach, we try to put the how ICM can be also still implemented in the very local level, in the village level. Start with this one, diagnose the social ecosystem. This is the story about the ecosystem quality. We already mapped of this quality between the inner bay and the outer bay. We call that inner bay is the water area within the bay, but then the outer bay is the local or ecosystem, water ecosystem out of the Jor Bay. The other one is like planktons, also the chlorophyll, that you see that the chlorophyll importantly is on the contact of, say, in the outer level, but still also interacting with the inner level of bay, meaning that actually this one is very productive in the context of the ecosystem productivity, as well as the plankton. So in this regard, Jor Bay is very productive and quite good condition in the context of, say, ecosystem, but still threatened by the multi-activities of the Jor Bay. This is the biodiversity, more than 40 to 70 species diversity there, and mainly, of course, the small-scale fisheries active in that area. This is the value of the ecosystem, more economic value between the lobster fishery, because in Indonesia, West Nusa Tenggara ecosystem is actually very well known as one of the hotspot of the lobster fisheries, as well as the other small pelagic fisheries as the part of that province. Jor Bay also contributing to that context of lobsters and small-scale fisheries. How about the social aspect? How about the community? The study of my student, my PhD students, also part of the learning center, the center that led by Prof. Yon. After we understand the ecosystem quality, but then we thought in considering the human quality, the human aspect of the ecosystem, there is no governance, because as integrated coastal management defined by our Pemsea's definition of ICM is the system of management and governance to regulate human behaviors, to achieve the sustainability of development within the context of the boundaries, as well as to maintain the healthy ecosystem, meaning that human aspect also very important in the context of the management. Without knowing the quality of human, actually, then we cannot put the ideas of how to regulate the human behaviors. In this study of using what we call the KAP, knowledge, attitude, and practices approach, we understand that actually the man has a better cap compared to female, and then middle age group has better cap. Middle age group, meaning that actually the Jorpe future is actually can be also considered as the young generation. The middle age is very important role in the context of the future of this ecosystem. Education level has a positive of the knowledge, attitude, and practices. And that's why that ocean literacy, coastal literacy, all of the literacy, including the context of ecosystem and social literacy, should be still have to be improved regarding to the context of sustainability of this Jorpe. But then, as other region in Indonesia, especially tropical countries like us, the fishers has the lowest cap. In the context of this, we have to then how to improve this quality of the fisher group, because the Jorpe is mainly dominating by the small-scale fisheries activities. This is the thing that also part of the futures improvement, that conservation in the same time has all the less value, meaning that we have to, again, the challenge of how to put integrated coastal management in this region, because conservation has the less value, meaning that we have to increase this. Conservation is very important. However, willingness to conserve is very high. In that context of the variety of the ecosystem opportunity, the social aspect opportunity, then we develop the ICM context using what we call interactive local co-governance. So how's that one? This is the track that actually we understand. After the lacking of the provincial and district level in the context of co-governance because of the regulation, below 12 miles actually is under the provincial. There is no, not zero, but less power of the district and cities regarding the managing of the coastal area, because all of the 0 to 12 miles of the coastline, from the coastline is actually the provincial authority or provincial management authority. In that regards, then we go to the 4 level of governance. For the 1, national, number 2 is the provincial, number 3 is district, and then there is lack, and then we go to the number 4, how to develop the local, very bottom-up process, rather than just from the top to the down. In that context, we redevelop and strengthening the local customary law we call awik-awik, one of the customary-based governance system in our country, and very specifically in the context of West Nusa Tenggara or Bali, and the context of that is we call awik-awik. So this is the thing that we developed this through the 2013 awik-awik, and then we developed to the context of from this customary become the very formal co-governance. This is the story of the 2013 of awik-awik with some of the content of that. Several customary-based activity or regulation has been put there, but then still ineffective because there is no formal backbone of the governance regarding with the context of awik-awik. In this regard, our university with the local community groups try to put the transformation between awik-awik from the awik-awik to the context of the formal village regulation. Because actually under the National Act, we have Act of the Coastal Village or General Village, Undang-Undang Desa, something like that. So in that context, we try to put the desa as the village more stronger than before, in the context of ICM implementation or practices. So this is the step by step, number 1 until number 6. From the revitalizing of the awik-awik and then socializing this awik-awik to the, because even though that awik-awik already been there, but the formal quote-unquote management from the district, provincial state doesn't understand regarding with the context how awik-awik established there. In that regard, the consolidation with the local government, consolidation with the district and the provincial government has been done regarding to the strengthening that context. Number two, dissemination and consultation provincial and district, village level consultation to strengthen, to improve the content of the awik-awik, because the idea is that from customary and then put some of that to be the formal regulation of the village regulation. Of course, because this is science-based policy, then our university with the local university in collaboration with the local, try to refine the data, refine the Jorbe ecosystem profiles regarding with the context of the complexities, challenges, and opportunities of that Jorbe. And then joint consultation to strengthen the village level regulation and then finalization this regulation. So this is the products of that. So from the customary to the formal. It's not meaning that we have to formalize all of the customary. This is the point of view. But in some extent, based on this customary regulation, then we put to the context of the formal to just strengthen the governance of the local ecosystem management. And this is not the first time. If talking about the, for example, Aceh province, they have a kanun. It's part of the customary law. So all of the kanun, Panglima Laut regulation, or the ocean leaders of the customary-based regulation in Aceh, put together with the contact of local government to transform it into the kanun. Kanun is the local terminology for the local regulation of the province and district in Aceh. So we call kanun. So again, in this context of this is not new one. But we try to put, because in our country, combination between customary and the formal governance is very important to be discussed. In that context, I call this as interactive co-governance. So it's not meaning that all customary should become the formal, but then if necessary, because of the complexity, because of the challenge of that, the transformation from the customary to the formal regulation is also very important. I think the case of the Southeast Sulawesi, for example, also like that, even though that, for example, they don't have quite strong in the context of the customary law, but some of the customary laws there, some of the customary regulation also in the context of the Southeast Sulawesi. But not all of that become the formal, but some of them can be formalized into the context of the in the context of Southeast Sulawesi, they become the governor and the provincial regulation. But in the context of the Aceh, they just contact on the context of district and province. But for the Jorbe, because we have a very strong community engagement, we put in the village regulation. But some of the more general regulation established by the province and district also there. So this is the thing that we strengthen the community engagement, strengthen the community knowledge, attitude, and practices to become the we call co-governance of the coastal management. So that's the thing that part of the community saying, community perception of this transformation, some of the ideas between the local leaders to the village leaders, to the practitioners, the processors, saying that this is very important to the next features of the Jorbe. And as the practices of the ICM, practitioner of ICM in context of the science to policies perspective, I think as Indonesia is the largest archipelagic state, all of the variety of the co-governance should be also still discussed. That's why the Pnlg and Pnc are coastal 500 in the context of the Southeast Sulawesi's college can be put in the context of the lesson learned. How then the co-governability is also still strengthened in the context of the sharing. Today is actually the kick-off between the coastal 500 and Pnlg, but then we also have a Pnc. Prof. Yon is the president, Prof. Fang is the vice president regarding the regional context, but how then Indonesia should be able to become the role model of local co-governability of the coastal and marine resource management in our country. Finally, as individual, it's just only a drop, but as the together like this, we can become even the ocean, even just only the small ocean. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Adrianto, for introducing your base case on the application of regenerative approach in transforming local governance through the participatory diagnostics and adaptive management approach. I am glad to learn a new concept and tool, which I think nicely complements the coastal strategy process or the stakeholder-based approach to identifying the values and threats of our coastal and marine resources and developing strategies and action plan and putting in place the necessary legislation and institutional arrangements for the integrated and ecosystem-based management of our base and coastal areas. Our third speaker is Mr. He Yefeng. Mr. He holds a bachelor's degree in aquaculture from Shanghai Ocean University and has served as a staff member of the Pangchenggang Oceanic Administration since 2020. His work focuses on the management and protection of marine and coastal areas, including red lines, coastal zones, and uninhabited islands. He is engaged in implementing ecological protection compensation systems, supervising sea area utilization, and coordinating dynamic monitoring and integrated coastal zone management strategies for Pangchenggang City. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. He Yefeng.
Honest leaders, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, greetings. My name's He Yuefeng. On the behalf of Pangchenggang Oceanic Administration, today I'm going to share a very successful case in coastal protection, which is the ecological stratification of Hongshahuan seawall in Pangchenggang City, China. There'll be 4 parts of my presentation today, and let's go through the first part. Introduction to the project. The project was implemented in 3 phases, covering a total of 3.2 kilometers of shoreline restoration. The first phase focused on the restoration of 803 meters of shoreline, followed by the second phase, which restored 900 meters. And finally, the third phase, on the left-hand side, which restored 1,497 meters. And also, several structures were constructed as part of the project, including a 282-meter-long submerged cofferdam, a 561 square meter waterfront platform, and a 1,675-meter-long boardwalk. In addition, efforts were made to restore 1 hectare of mangrove forest and construct a seawall covering an area of 10,645 square meters. To enhance the marine ecosystem, 750 sets of artificial fish reefs were installed at the base of the seawall. The total land used for the ecological seawall project is 20.69 hectares. Prior to 2012, the ecological degradation in the area was severe due to the impact of waves and storm surges, and the area was virtually uninhabited. The main issues were, as you can see here, First of all, the poor disaster prevention and reduction capabilities of simple seawall. The revetments were long overdue and lack of maintenance, resulting in reduced durability and safety, and several severe coastal erosions reaching down to the bottom of the revetment and directly threatened its safety. Soil erosion from the land side led directly to the sedimentation in the waterway, increasing the flood pressure during the flood season. Another one is parallel tidal channels in front of the seawall pose a serious threat to the survival of the mangrove due to their depth, their fast-flowing nature. On the landward side of the seawall, the absence of vegetation and exposure of loose surface soil resulted in significant soil erosion. As a result, the environmental quality of the coastal land wetlands has been severely compromised. And in response to this current situation, in 2012, the Phang Cheng Gang Oceanic Administration, after multiple consultations, commissioned to Guangxi Mangrove Research Center to conduct a meticulous research and planning. They innovatively proposed a concept of ecological seawall, put it into practice, and pilot built a new type of seawall in Hongshahuan area. Its design, features, and effectiveness are reflected in the following aspects. First of all, it's building a layered stratification ecological seawall. As you can see here, there are 5 layers in the seawall. The first layer is mangroves, which act as coastal guards. The second layer consists of fish reefs at the bottom of the seawall, which provide shelter and breeding grounds for coastal fish, shrimps, crabs, shellfish, and algae. The third layer, between the bottom of the seawall fish reefs and the average high tide level, includes soil-tolerant, submergence-tolerant liner for slope protection or semi-mangrove restoration areas, forming a land-sea ecological transition corridor. The fourth layer is between the extreme high tide level and the standard urban level and includes bidirectional slope protection lianas, terrace flowering slopes, and grass slopes. The fifth layer is at a standard urban elevation and is used for re-established zonal monsoon rainforests. Layers 4 and layer 5 together form an urban ecosystem, providing shelter and breeding grounds for terrestrial organisms and birds. To construct the seawall, we selected 33 indigenous coastal plants to establish a marine higher plant community to a coastal thorny shrubland and a monsoon rainforest stable community in the land-sea transition zone. These helps connect the land-sea biological channels. After ecological restoration in some sections, gentle slope extend into the sea, providing a waterfront deck that was missing from the old seawall. The seawall organically connect elements such as seawall, mangroves, tidal flat, water storage, wetlands, and urban roads to form a staggered coastal transition corridor. A very interesting part of the project is we applying armor flags as a revetment construction. Armor flags is a precast concrete material we're laying on the surface of the seawall and then with filling the gaps with the stones and soil. Coastal lianas were planted in this soil. This approach has successfully increased the vegetation cover on the seawall, resulting in a synergistic effect between physical seawall defense and ecological restoration. The use of armor flags has significantly improved the seawall's ability to prevent and mitigate disasters. Over time, the vegetation cover on the seawall has increased from an initial 4.25% to an impressive 90% by 2020. As you can see over time, Since the completion of the ecological seawall, there has been a significant net increase in biomass carbon sinks, with an estimated total carbon increase of 18.23 tons. The area also restored tidal flat mangroves in front of the seawall has increased from about 10,000 square meters mangroves, and an increase of 45.23% compared to pre-restoration level. Mangrove cover has increased from 5% to 85%. Also, mangrove area has survival rate reached to 65%, further enhance the role of mangroves in wave attenuation and shoreline protection. And by restoring native vegetation, the ecological stability of the seawall has gradually increased. Plant growth, new shoots, and root systems will improve the seawall's ability to withstand wind and waves, control coastal soil erosion, and strengthen the structural stabilities of the coast. In 2018, there was significant change in benthic communities, with an increase of 32 in species richness and a 63% in density and a 555% in biomass. And the average weight of individuals has tripled. These suggest a gradual increase in the proportion of larger populations that a corresponding increase in community stability. The seawall also serves a very important function, which is disaster prevention and mitigation. The ecological seawall was designed to withstand tidal surges up to 20-year event. Remarkably, since its completion, it has withstood 10 typhoon tests, including a maximum wind force of 14 in 2018, and remained resilient and undamaged. The integration of mangroves, seawalls, and vegetated revetments in the ecological seawall model significantly enhances its protective capabilities. Recognizing its strength, local fish communities have come to rely on the seawall as the shelter for their fishing boats, with approximately 200 boats per year seeking refuges in the ecological seawall. The final part, the approximate example of this seawall. In 2019, property prices around ecological seawall showed a market premium rate of 56% compared to other parts of the city with similar socio-economic conditions. Furthermore, the ecological premium was an impressive 17.5 times the total investment cost of the seawall. In 2020, the ecological seawall attracted about 70,000 domestic tourists, contributing a total domestic tourism consumption of about 70 million Chinese yuan. The construction of the seawall has brought a significant ecological, social, and economical benefits, and has promising prospects for further promotion and application. In recognition of its achievements, the State Oceanic Administration selected this case in 2017 as for the international large-scale achievement exhibition called 5-Year Achievements by Forging Ahead. The success of Hongsha-Huan Seawall model led to its adoption in the action plan for marine ecological environmental restoration in Guangxi. This model has been instrumental in guiding the ecological transformation of 16 sea walls with a total length of 78 kilometers in Guangxi province. It serves as a valuable reference for coastal areas across the country. Finally, in 2023, the project was successfully selected into the international applications of ecosystem-based disaster risk reduction in coastal areas, and was promoted globally at the 2023 World Coastal Forum. Even until now, the Hongsha-Huan Seawall has gained wide recognition from society and has become a showcase of marine ecology and popular tourist attraction in Fangchenggang City. It is not only a favorite recreational spot for locals, but also has become a must-see destination for visitors. And until now today, it's continuing making our city and our lives better. Thank you. That's also my presentation, and all the guests, you're all welcome to visit our city and share experience and give ideas for our future development and coastal protection. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. He, for introducing Pangchengang's successful case in putting into practice the concept of ecological seawalls by combining gray and green seawalls as a means of protection against floods, high tides, storms, surges, and typhoons, ensuring the safety of people's lives and properties, and promoting sustainable economic development in an eco-friendly manner. And last but not the least, we have Ms. Marolina Dewi, who is currently serving as head of the Regional Cooperation Bureau of the Jakarta Provincial Secretariat. She leads initiatives to strengthen Jakarta's international and regional partnerships, and with a background in government administration since 2011, she has been instrumental in advancing Jakarta's cooperation with global cities, particularly through forums such as the U20 Mayors Summit, ASEAN Capital Governors and Mayors Meeting, ASEAN Mayors Forum, and the International Mayors Forum. She also contributed as Sous Sherpa for Indonesia's G20 presidency in 2022. Her expertise lies in fostering collaboration to address urban challenges, including coastal resilience and sustainable city development. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Marolina Dewi.
Thank you, Ibu Nancy Bernas. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Nama Budaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good afternoon. I would like to respectfully acknowledge the Chair and Secretariat of Pnlg, representative from national ministry and agencies, academic leaders, community partners, and friends from the media, speaker, and also colleagues from Jakarta government, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here today. We are excited to share a clear and practical plan to bring Onrus Island back to life as part of exploring partnership opportunities for the future of coastal Jakarta. Jakarta goals are keep the history alive, protect the coast, and give visitors a great experience at international level. This is a local project, but with global impact. Onrus Island will be our special case to show what Jakarta's coastal future can look like. Slide. Jakarta Special Plan 2024 until 2044 highlights the coast and the Thousand Island as one of the city's most important areas. The plan shows the government is serious about protecting the coastline while making travel by sea and land easier. The goal is to make sure people and goods can move safely and smoothly all year round. This sets a strong foundation for all our partners. It makes things clearer, ensures safe and reliable access, and shows the way forward for developing the coast. In short, Jakarta is not just protecting its shoreline, it's also creating opportunities where business, nature, and local communities can all thrive together. Slide. The Onrus cluster includes the island of Onrus, Chipir, Kelor, with the historic fort at Bidadari. It is only 45 to 60 minutes by boat from central Jakarta, not so far. Onrus Island holds 17th century heritage and a living maritime story. Yes, there are a lot of challenges, such as a small pier, limited utilities, wet handling, and need for a better visitor journey. But every challenge is also an opportunity because its upgrade can become a smart investment. We built this cluster on 3 strong pillars. First, heritage, to protect and bring history to life. Second, eco-learning, connect visitors with the coastal environment. Third, hospitality, provide high-quality services and experiences. With this approach, visitors stay longer, spend more, and create lasting value. Slide. Ladies and gentlemen, Jakarta recently took part in Student Reinventing Cities, a global initiative by C40 that brings together students, universities, and city government to design urban solutions that are low carbon, climate ready, and people-centered. In 2025, Jakarta stood along what cities like Lisbon, Barcelona, and Milan. And from this program, 3 winning student teams propose ideas that can inspire real projects. First design named Trust Onrus as a living museum. The second, Aqua Laguna as a multi-island eco experience. And the third, Warteg as modern identify infrastructure. Together, these ideas give us new direction to connect history, ecology, and culture, and show how young people can help shape Jakarta's sustainable future. Slide. This is the design of Trust Onrus by students from Milan. The design of Trust Onrus, slow submersion, priorities long-term climate adaptation, while bridging the island to life as living museum. It combines ecological restoration with modular timber construction and adaptive reuse of historic structure. The 4 islands are planned in place that link conservation, recreation, and educational tourism, allowing early activation while heavier works are staged. Slide. Trust Onrus design will bring the island to life through adaptive reuse, interpretive trials, and ecological landscape. Within 6 until 12 months, we can deliver quick wins such as wayfinding, lighting, boardwalk segment, and guided tours. For this, Jakarta needs is 83 billion rupiah with operating costs of 5.8 billion rupiah per year. The revenue can come from ticket and educational package, cultural events, retail, merchandise, and curated reef and mangrove planting program. Slide. Before, please. The Aqua Laguna design. Okay. Okay, last slide. Yes. Moving forward, we have 4 main priorities. First, access. We will upgrade the piers and inter-island links so visitor, crew, and logistics can move easily all year round. The second, about the value. For Jakarta, adding value making Onrus more than just a historic site. We want to be a place where people can learn about our coastal ecosystem while enjoying a safe and comfortable visit. This way, Onrus becomes a living heritage and a modern space for education, culture, and leisure. The third is revenue. So for Jakarta, revenue means creating many ways for onrus to support itself. Income can become from ticket, event, dining, sports, and shop, and even resort stay or sponsorship. By linking onrus with nearby island, we encourage visitors to stay longer, explore more, and naturally spend more, so the island grow together. Finally, partnership. Jakarta has a clear plan for developing the onrus cluster. Onrus can develop through the collaboration. Of course, the Jakarta government takes care of basic infrastructure and heritage protection, while private partners can create unique experiences like eco resorts, floating research hub, or cultural event spaces. CSR program, universities and local communities can get involved in hands-on projects such as archaeological research, coastal conservation, and creative tourism initiatives. Together, this partnership turn onrus into a living, interactive destination that preserve history while offering new learning, leisure, and business opportunities. Join us in shaping the future. Let's build a vibrant island together in Jakarta, because no government can act alone. True progress is built together with partners united in purpose. So let me close my presentation with pantun ya, yang from Indonesia, cakepnya. Di tepi pantai menanam padi, ombak berirama menyapa pagi. Mari bersatu bangun ekonomi biru, laut lestari, bumi pun berseri. Thank you.
Q&A session. Please state your name and affiliation and indicate to whom you are addressing your question, please. Yes, Philippines.
Hello, good morning. I'm Annabel Cayabyab, Department Head of the Office of Environment and Natural Resources, Cavite, Philippines. So my question is for Dr. Sidabalok. Jakarta and Manila are both coastal megacities and share the same challenges in relation to urbanization, land subsidence, sea level rise, and pollution. Can you please share your strategy and rationale for applying the science-based tools that you identified, and how were the results communicated to the concerned government agencies and local governments in particular? And I also have another question for Dr. He. In terms of, given the location of the seawall and mangrove areas, how it affects the accumulation of sediment based on flow rate? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Cayabyab, for your question. So I will answer your question on behalf of Dr. Sidabalok. Yes, you are very right that Jakarta and Manila share many of the same challenges as coastal megacities here. Our strategy is to use one map policy and also spatial planning, so every agency works with the same data. And then we apply satellite and GIS monitoring to track land subsidence, sea level rise, and pollution in real time. We also connect the science directly to the community through mangrove restoration, urban farming, and also the marine debris programs, as already mentioned by Dr. Sidabalok on his presentation before. And the results are shared with government agencies through coordination meetings, with local governments through workshops, and with the public through festivals and also outreach. In short, the science gives us more accurate data, and through communication, we ensure that the action is taken. Thank you very much for the question.
Thank you, Mas Imam. Mr. He, please.
First of all, thank you for asking. The seawall was not a new seawall, it was old seawall, but it's overdue and lack of maintenance. So we kind of renovation, it's the surface. We use the, as I presented before, the Armorflex, a very natural material, and then the seawall become a stronger hold. And then selected the indigenous plant to, fill the gaps in the Armorflex. So it's naturally grown, and it's well designed. So to the effect of the sedimentation, it's not very severe. It's kind of with the design of the 5 layers of our seawall. So a natural transition corridor is built. So the sedimentation is getting, by natural form. So we don't have to do much of the actions to make the sedimentation to do in our way. So that everything is well designed. So the best for the surroundings. So, and the organisms, crabs, fish, shellfish, it's all organized and well arranged. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. He. Any more questions from the audience, please? Okay, Malaysia, please.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning. So my name is Haslina Amir from Selangor Water Management Authority, Malaysia. So we are also the agency that implement the water resources management. My question is to Dr. Sidabalok for the comprehensive presentations. So I am particularly interested in Jakarta Ocean Health Index, particularly on the goal 9. I think they have 10 indicators that has been calculated for the Ocean Health Index. So can you please elaborate on this indicator, how it links to the management program on the water security, and also the pollution, and how it measures based on the OHI criteria? Thank you.
So, answer the question. Okay. Thank you very much for your question. So, yes, we use Ocean Health Index to understand more how we manage, how we can score our management by using 10 goals. Right? The first one is ocean as a source of food. The second one is the opportunities for entrepreneurship and employment in traditional fisheries. The third one is ocean as source of natural product. The fourth one is the ocean as carbon sinks. The fifth one is the coastal protection. The sixth one is ocean as source of livelihood and economy. The seventh is ocean as provider for tourism and recreation services. The 8th one is the protection for species and iconic places. The 9th is clean waters. These 10 goals, it represent the sustainability. So it represents the economy, the environment, and also the social. So using this Ocean Health Index, we can understand more about how our management can impact on these 3 areas. So we can know if our management is successful or not by using these tools. These tools actually is already being used in the international level, right? The Ocean Health Index. But in Indonesia, we have some elaborated more. It's already regulated under the presidential decree for marine policy of Indonesia by before is Ministry of Maritime, but now it's become coordinating Ministry of Food. So how we calculate this index, there is some kind of calculation using scientific base. So because we are a government, we are not understand more about how we calculate it. So that's why we work together with the IPB University. So this is like a scientific base with collaborative with policy, some kind like that. So that's why after we have this calculation, then we have some kind of recommendation from this index, and we can use it as a policy for the future planning. I think that's my answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mas Imam. Okay, let me see. Philippines. We have Philippines and then Korea.
Okay, good morning. I'm Dr. Mari B.P. Esmas from Batangas, Philippines. So our country is highly disaster-prone areas due to its geographical and geological characteristics. Pangchangang's initiative in demonstrating ecological seawalls as a strategy for coastal disaster prevention and mitigation is commendable and very inspiring. The PNLG members are facing similar challenges, particularly coastal erosion, can draw valuable lessons from this approach and explore ways to replicate it in their own context. May I respectfully request Mr. Yu Feng to share some of the challenges encountered during the development of the seawall, as well as the key partners and stakeholders engaged in its construction, and of course, the long-term maintenance. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, for your question. Of course, there are many challenges while we're building this construction. First of all, we are the first attempt globally. There's no experience that other countries doing this we can learn from. So this is the first example. So we have to do it through trial and error. Like we make the design of seawall over and over again and couldn't find a better solution. So finally, after trial and trial, we got it. And second one is the challenging part is to find a balance point between the public needs and the disaster mitigation and prevention. In other words, so you have to in order to making it become a public attraction. So it has to be good looking, but at the same time you have to be able to prevent disasters. So that's the challenging point. But our experts and in the research center they finally found a very good design to both doing that. As for challenges from stakeholders and partners, I can, as far as I know, this project is found by the government, so we took a lot of efforts and to maintain this project. So it's very strict maintenance and very strict, we have a system called the 1235 hotline. So the public, everyone can make a phone call to complain about this construction. If anything goes wrong, we will be doing this. We will be correct the wrongs, and fix the seawall as soon as possible. And we took opinions from public, so because it's a public, it's used for public also as the disaster prevention. So the public opinion we took it from, and then we made use of that, and continuing making this seawall better and better. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. He. Okay, so I think we can accommodate 3 more questions from the audience. Korea, please. And to be followed by Timor Leste and the Philippines. Microphone.
Thank you. I'm Zhou Zhiqin from China.
China, sorry.
It's okay. I work for Duotan Wetlands Institute. I have a question for the second speaker, Mr. Professor Andrew Ento. Yes. Thank you for your presentation. It's very encouraging. So I'm wondering if you can share more about what is the key factors that makes the joint village regulations so binding and effective in practice. And if someone breaks the rules or not applying, what kind of consequences would they face? Thank you.
I have a new name, Professor Andrew. Yeah. No, it's just joking. Yeah. Adrianto is okay. Thank you very much for the question. Yes, your question is very strategic and this is very challenging. One thing that, as I mentioned, this is based on the customary knowledge, based on the social capitalizing. It's not really from the formal or informal thing, but more on social capital. So the key factors on that is actually the social capital of that community. So just only the formalizing of what actually that's already practices in the context of the Jorpe. So this is the first thing, that the key points or key variable of this regulation is actually the social capital. So what the consequences if, or how to maintain that one? The important things that, as I also explore in the context of knowledge, attitude, and practices, based on the existing condition of the knowledge, and then intervened by the government, the universities, then we increase the literacy of the local community to increase the quality of that social capital. Increase the quality of the knowledge, increase the quality of the togetherness, for example, to still have shared vision and mission of this sustainability of the Jorpe. So that the effort that we trying to do so far. The consequences if we fail of breaking the social capital is that, of course, the sustainability of the Jorpe, even the very small, the complexity is also very quite high because the multi-dimension, multi-objective. There is a effort of how to cut the mangrove for the aquaculture, for example, or how to build the unsustainable practices of the tourism, for example. So because, many of the objectives. In that regards, we still have to strengthen the social capital of that community because almost the actors that doing that one is actually the local community. The biggest challenge actually the external actors because there is some investors, for example, just looking the bay is as the quote-unquote economic opportunity, not considering this is actually the local asset or the local capital asset or natural asset, something like that. In that regard, we need other actors like university or local university, for example, to also increase the literacy of the investor, something like that. So that's thing that, but this is not the practical that we can replicate as it is, because Indonesia is a very large country with many of quality of the local or social capital, right? There is a ecosystem that very strong customary or local capital, social capital, but there is maybe some area that there is no customary that maybe, it's very, very difficult to build the consensus. But at least the key word is that the local engagement, the community engagement together with all of the stakeholders is very important. In that regard, my point in the beginning, what is the unit of the ICM? If bigger of the unit of ecosystem, more people engagement, then a bit challenge. That's why that, in my perspective as ICM academia, the governability is very important. If we can do in the very local and effective, then from the local, we can put the scaling up in the context of the more or bigger unit. Not starting from the big unit like, national level or maybe provincial level. In my perspective, district level is very important. That's what I'm very encouraging to all of the leaders here that the local district championship is very important in the ICM implementation. Thank you for your very challenging. This is a question that we also try to answer for the sustainability of the Bay. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Adrianto. Our representative from the Philippines, please, and then Timor Leste. I think we need to wrap up after.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, Ms. Marolina Dewi. I am Dr. Don Erica Alvarez from the Philippines, home to many beautiful islands with huge ecotourism potential, especially our island municipality of Tingloy, Batangas. In view of the many aspects of the design and investment to establish on Ras Island and its neighboring islands as an ecotourism site, may I seek your advice? What are the possible entry points for Philippines to replicate the practice? Also, may I ask for any suggestions for sustainable financing mechanisms to support tourism management and the enforcement of regulations? Thank you.
Thank you. Ibu Dewi, please.
Thank you for the question from Philippines. So, may I seek your advice? We are the same. We have a lot of island between Philippines and also Indonesia. Maybe Philippines can learn from Jakarta approach to developing its coastal and island areas. Jakarta always opens every project to collaboration without diminish the government responsibilities. We manage the budget very carefully while aiming for the greatest possible impact. Maybe we can always offer our partners with the numerous benefits such as give access to strategic location, gives a lot of supportive by the governance, and then international exposure, and also community engagement, make collaboration with local communities, universities, and research institutions to create meaningful social projects. So all the benefit of partner with Jakarta, maybe we always formalize through regulation and official agreement. This include governor regulation, MOU, PPP agreement, and other collaboration contracts which clearly define rights, responsibilities, advantage for all partners, ensuring transparency and also legal certainty. The Philippines can adopt similar strategy to transform its coastal region with cultural rich, environmentally sustainable, and economically vibrant destination. So we always minimize the budget and try to give a lot of impact with partner with a lot of partners around the world from Jakarta projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu Dewi, and Timor Leste, please.
Thank you. Presentation of Professor Luque Adrianto. I am Sebastian Pinto, ASEM coordinator from Manatutu Municipality, Timor Leste. I am very much interested on the community-based approach to the managing and governing your bay ecosystem. The interactive local governance approach is something that Timor-Leste can learn from. I understand Professor Luque Adrianto is familiar with Timor-Leste context, as he has been engaged in implementing ASEM through PKSPL and through Pemsea in the context of Timor-Leste. What are the challenges that you foresee in applying the regenerative approach in promoting local coastal and marine resource governance in Timor-Leste? Thank you.
It's very challenging question, right, Nancy? But Timor-Leste is, yes, I've been a long time actually working with the colleagues from Timor-Leste. We share the similar problems, similar complexities, even in some extent, we also share a similar culture. So I'm not saying I'm not answering the challenges. Can I just put the vice versa, the opportunity of this one, the regenerative and interactive governance for the Timor-Leste. One thing that actually we, in the context of still ongoing process, the successful of this local-based community-based management is our social capital again, Pak. Typically there are two approaches, starting from the project, from the external, this is the community-based management, you have to do this. The second approach is actually, I call start from the beginning, from the inside community. In this Jorbe, the things that start from themselves, not from the project, not from the other funding that comes to that location and then please do this. No. They understand that Jorbe is very small and the future of these two villages is depending on that pay. And then they have what we call starting from within. I call like that, starting from the within. So that the opportunity that maybe Timor-Leste also can do that, the similar thing. I believe that Timor-Leste also have, in some extent, customary or at least local knowledge on how to maintain their own sustainability, right, Pak Sebastian? So this is actually very important to map that one and then start from within. That's my humble approach. Actually, starting from the local engagement, not from the external. But of course, after there is some capitalizing of the within, then we can intervene, adding some activities from the outside. That's the thing that Jorbe still in the context of continuing the process of that. In my experience, still very limited. Within that context of start from within, the successful of the local-based management is quite promising, rather than just project-based or external funding, but then after funding finished, then the community-based management also finished. But in my perspective, we can combine. I know that in Timor-Leste, there are several engagement in the local part. So start from that one, start from the local engagement, and after some capitalizing in some extent, then we can do external effort to intervene or to improve the community-based management. I think that's my best answer for based on my experience or our experience in the Jorbe. Thank you, Pak.
Thank you, Professor Luque. We now have to conclude the Q&A session. Please join me in showing our appreciation to our four distinguished speakers for their valuable time spent with us this morning to share their experience and expertise on the topics covered in their presentations. Thank you as well to the audience for your active involvement in this learning experience. Thank you. Please give me 2 minutes to summarize and wrap up. Okay, so here goes. We have covered a lot of insights and perspectives from the four speakers and from the 10-minute Q&A for the past hour. So let me conclude this session by borrowing Professor Lucas' closing statement, that individually we are only a drop, but together we are an ocean. So this quote, which was adapted actually from the Japanese writer Ryunosuke Satoru, aptly summarizes the main point of this learning forum, that no one individual or organization can do it alone. So as highlighted in the four presentations, managing effectively our interconnected land, freshwater, coastal, and ocean systems require an interplay of the elements of governance and management programs, and backed by science-based tools and participatory approaches to support policy and strategic planning at the local level, in alignment with national priorities and commitments to regional and global sustainable development targets. So in summary, there are keywords that bind the four presentations together, and these are the following: forging collaboration and partnerships to promote shared responsibilities, promoting policy and functional integration for policy alignment and multi-sector participation, using science-based tools to support strategic planning and decision-making with support from the academic and scientific community, securing investments and finding partners to co-finance our programs, engaging the youth as our future champions, women, including vulnerable groups in the communities, in consultations, in program implementation and policy formulation, ensures that we are promoting a whole of society approach. Increasing the availability and quality of knowledge to enhance knowledge, attitude, and practices of local communities, and demonstrating the benefits of governance and social, environmental, and economic benefits of management programs through our mangrove restoration projects, ecological establishment of ecological seawalls, and others, is important to sustain the interest and commitments among the policymakers and the public. Establishing monitoring, evaluation, and reporting mechanism to record and monitor our progress based on performance in our specific programs to promote ocean health. We have the Ocean Health Index and the recently launched State of the Coast Report of Jakarta Province. So challenges remain as we encounter new and emerging concerns, but the principles behind the ICM practice, which includes integration and collaboration, coordination, ecosystem-based management, adaptive management, and sustainable development that have been tested in this region for over 4 decades, will continue to guide ICM implementation as part of the broader source-to-sea framework and blue economy development. And finally, demonstrating the contribution of local action. So local is global, global is local. To achieving global agenda enhances our visibility and recognition of the local government's critical role in sustainable development. So next year, we will endeavor to organize a similar PNLG-PNLC Joint Learning Forum during the 2026 PNLG Forum to continue this productive exchange of knowledge and experiences among the practitioners and policy and decision makers. So thank you once again for your participation and support, and have a good lunch ahead. Thank you.
Very engaging session indeed, just before lunch right now. And ladies and gentlemen, we have now entered the time to feed our belly, which is lunchtime. And this is your opportunity as well to maybe exchange discussions as well with your colleagues. And we'll start the next session after lunch at 1 p.m. So please be back here and reconvene before 1 p.m. as we'll continue with panel discussion 1. And we invite everyone to enjoy lunch, and we'll see you after that. Thank you very much.
Sarua takkan lupa. Batumi angin mamiri, angin ngerang dingin-dingin. Nama lontar sari kuku. Aule, nama ngurangi. Tutenaya parisina. Batumi angin mamiri, angin ngerang dingin-dingin. Nama lontar sari kuku. Aule, nama ngurangi. Matolorang jene mato.